of Royale in collaboration with MORTEZ. I am your host, Rochelle. It is not Rachel, it is Rochelle. Thank you. Guys, MORTEZ is performing, okay? There's 3 tentative appearances that we will be making. The first one is the Alpine, October something, we don't know yet. And then Halloween Day, we are doing a red carpet. It's going to be something like bringing Hollywood to Reno. And MORTEZ is going to do a full-blown costume contest with a red carpet, a meet and greet merch table. Like, we're going to do it up Los Angeles, Hollywood, red carpet style, and just bring the glitz and glam to you, the MORTEZians. Also, you guys, I cannot stress this enough, merch. I'm going to post brand new photos right here, right now. Look at all of these beautiful faces wearing the MORTEZ t-shirt. Get your t-shirt now. Go to the website. Get your t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, whatever. If you want it stoned, we're doing a new order shipped here so that I can rhinestone them. If you guys want a custom stoned one, let me know, okay? Or order your shirt, bring it to the event, and be like, can you custom stone this for me? And yes, I will do it. Just Venmo us, and I will do it. I will take it home, and I will do it, and I will ship it off to you, okay? I am dedicated. I want you guys to have your MORTEZ shirts. Next, patreon.com/House of Royale is how we keep this show afloat, you guys. We have had members on there since 2022, and I am so grateful. It's free to sign up. But if you want to become a patron and support the podcast and MORTEZ and help MORTEZ get the funds to do a world tour, because that's what we're doing, baby. We're manifesting a world tour. That's right. Yes, ma'am. And so become a patron, okay? There's a tier system. Give whatever feels right in your heart. Or join for free, okay? We just want you to be a part of the community. Our guest is about to arrive, and I can't wait to talk art and dance. These are a few of our favorite things, people. So get ready. I'll see you in a second. Bye. Because if he doesn't, it'll be like a 3-hour.
Of course it will. I might just take my shoes off. Is
yeah,
that okay?
Take your shoes off. Great. Like, please, do you want a blanket? I mean, I know how I'm going to intro you, but do you want me to say anything specific? Like Olympic gold medalist or... Listen, everybody buckle up. Okay, this is about to be a wild ride because we have an artist here, which is my favorite, because artists are transparent and passionate, and that is why we do podcast, people. She is a professionally trained dancer, and I can say that with passion because I saw her foot the other day in a video, and I was like, work. I was like, no, you are blessed with the feet and the legs. Oh, no. She also has her own company, woman-owned business. I can't say your name yet because I'm going to say it in a second, but it's an art studio. So incredible, the pieces of art this woman paints. She's been doing it for 100 years. Hit her up if you want something custom. Everybody give it up for the amazingly talented Ivy Case. Did I miss? I probably missed everything.
Nope.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah,
oh, and a brand new mother.
Oh, yeah. Most of all.
Yes. Okay, so before we talk about your precious child, let's get into the beginning, how it all started, because dance is such an intense topic for me because of everything I've been through. Just watch other podcasts if you guys want to know. So how did dance come into your life? Or was it art first? What is the whole story?
Okay, so even from like a really young age, I'm one of technically 5 kids. So my sister and I...
Oh my God.
Yeah. We're not Mormon either. That just was...
Sure.
It was the 90s, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm one of 5 kids.
Oh my God.
But my sister and I are the closest in age. So even from like really young age, we'd be watching, this was before YouTube, so you'd be watching like the same VHS tape on repeat.
I'm just acting like I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
you
I know. I fucking know, girl.
If you're from that era, you know, you're like, yeah, I watched
yes.
Annie or My Fair Lady like literally 1 million times on repeat. Then
Not My Fair Lady, but I think, you know what I watched? My grandma had a VHS tape of Michael Jackson's Bad.
Oh.
And I was watching that on repeat.
Yep, that'd be it.
A lot. So,
but we would watch movies, and for whatever reason, we would have to reenact the scenes together until they were like absolutely perfect. We were just
love
when you have someone too that's that close to you in age, like you already have kind of a built-in best friend. So even from an early, for whatever reason, from an early time in our lives, like that was something that we both had a proclivity towards, and we just were both extremely creative. So
you guys were putting on shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Much to my parents' nightmare.
You guys were showgirls from the start.com.
Like, and it wasn't, it's so funny to look back on now, but yeah, I mean, I remember even when YouTube first came out. So the first YouTube video I would have watched was probably when I was 12-ish. But I remember that my sister and I would watch, like we watched the Thriller over and over and over again until we memorized the dance.
No, not me. No. Traumatized for life.
Yep.
Scared me to death. Could not watch Thriller.
Yep.
I can't believe you guys could watch that.
Obsessed. But we learned but that's what we would do. We'd look up like iconic music videos, and then once YouTube was out, you could just replay it over and over and over again.
Love
and
it.
then we would
Yeah, it was TikTok
figure
before
out the dance.
TikTok.
Yes.
So what were the costumes like?
They were incredible. My mom made all of our costumes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
She could sew? Could she sew?
She's okay at sewing, but she knows how to use the hot glue gun.
Oh yes.
And everything else. So
yes.
And for a Thriller costume, you just need to rip up like an oversized T-shirt and call it good.
Yes. So. Oh my God, I love that. Wait, and so what's your sister's name?
Annie. Anastasia.
Okay, so it was Ivy and Annie forever.
Yep.
And what about the other kids? They were just out of the picture.
Well, my youngest sister is her name's Nevaeh, and she's my dad and my stepmom's daughter.
Okay.
So she has a pretty big age gap. So we didn't quite do the same kind of things growing up together as like the first 4 kids.
Right.
But then I have 2 brothers who are like the bookends on either side. So an oldest brother and a youngest brother. And Blake, my oldest, he's actually in LA.
Oh, cool. God bless.
God bless. And he does stuff with like special effects. Like,
oh, cool.
Yeah. He's been there for a hot minute as well. And then Isaac, he's like a firefighter. So total opposite end of. Yeah.
Oh, Isaac. Thank you for your service.
I know. He'll be like, why did you put my name on this?
Oh,
I'll be like, you're welcome.
I mean.
Just came up.
And Nevaeh, don't worry, like you have the coolest name out of everyone.
I know.
So.
You do.
There's that.
Blessed.
I love it.
Yeah.
So like the family, you guys still talk to each other?
Yep.
That's a big deal.
It is. Yeah. Thank God.
Amazing.
Yeah. All that to say, when there's that many kids involved from like an early period of time, and especially now that I have a child, and I just have one, right? And she's also very little, but I can see as she progresses and gets older, like when you have other babies or like siblings, your parents eventually are like, okay, like you need to go and play now. So so they can get a break, but B, like, it's just part of like, I don't know. Had I been an only child, you wouldn't know any better, but like I loved growing up with, it was chaos constantly, but it was also a ton of fun because you just would wreak havoc with each other.
I mean, look, there's pros and cons, and like to all of the moms who only have one kid, don't feel guilty because there are like pros and cons. I had 2 brothers, but my mom also had 3 dance studios with 2,000 other kids. So, you know, it was like, for me, I was like a student that was representing the studio, and then my brothers were like playing sports, and it was like hard for them to feel like they were 100% involved, you know? Like, even though I would dress them up as like cheerleaders with fake boobs, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was the oldest.
There you go. That's
why. God,
I love that.
It's a mystery they're not both gay, but
it's a rite of passage, man. I used to do this. We did the same thing with the youngest boy too.
You know, especially that era.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much more complicated now to have kids. Like, and so it's like kudos to anyone that has 2, 3, or 4 kids, but also it might be nice to have just one because it is just like a different time that we're living in.
I will say, I was just thinking about this morning, like, and I was talking about it with my mom, who happens to be in town right now. She flew in from Canada to help me with the baby this week, so thank you, Mom.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Yeah, but we were talking about just like the advent of, I mean, I won't go too deep into this because I'll just start to spiral down like a big wormhole, but like just the advent of technology and like how different things look now, even just from 5 or 10 years ago, much less like 20 years ago when, you know, I was preteens or, you know, in childhood. And just, even though there's like incredible things that have come with having, you know, podcasts and being able to share your art through video and being able to interact with that, like it's such an information overload that it's like, it's not, I don't know how it's manageable. Like, I don't know if we're built to be able to have this constant stream of stuff all the time.
I have chills. I swear to God, you're like the 4th person that has said this in a row on this podcast.
Yeah,
like, we are not meant to absorb this much information.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, and I know tale as old as time. It's like when we were 10, it's like there was a lot of inappropriate stuff and like pop stars were crazy and over-sexualized. But I feel like nowadays, like I love Whitney Cummings and her boyfriend, Chris, he has a teenage daughter. And he's like, listen, if we're going to a Tate McRae or Sabrina Carpenter concert, like we're in the effing merch line just waiting for our daughters to get out. It's really next level and it's just so open and available. You know, even some kids like have cell phones at like 5, 6, 7 years old and it's just like, I know. And
I'm like, what? Yeah.
Right. And so in that regard, I feel like it is. Yeah. It's like instead of kids getting molested by their uncle, now they're just like able to see it on.
Molested by TikTok.
It's.
I mean, for real though, I'm like, it kind of is that.
Which one
like,
is
oh
worse?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For different reasons, maybe, but
it's crazy.
But
nuts. Anyway, okay, so we'll get back into that.
I can go on a tangent real easily.
Lord Jesus.
I'll reel it back.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of my best traits is.
Yeah, I stay off of Facebook because most of my friends are moms now, and I'm like, oh, this is a 10-page thesis. Okay,
I gotta leave. Goodbye, everybody.
Yes. Okay, but dance specifically, were you the only dancer in your family, or how did that come to be?
No, so my sister, Annie, also loved dancing.
Okay.
But so I grew up in Wyoming. I'm not from Reno.
Amazing. Yeah. All the celebrities live in Wyoming. Like Kanye, Jeffree Star,
yes,
well, all of the unhinged.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about Wyoming, but.
Yeah, I remember when Jeffree Star moved to Casper, like it was a big deal, obviously, because if you're in Wyoming, you're like, oh my God, Jeffree Star here. And I was like, yeah, here we go. But it goes to show that eventually everyone's like, I need to get the fuck out of LA and go somewhere where there's like grass and horses and
period.
Yeah, small communities. There's a lot to be said about like Wyoming especially the area I grew up in, which is like the northeast section of the state. Like it's a town called Sheridan. It's beautiful, incredibly scenic. It's a few hours away from Yellowstone. Like it's a safe place to raise kids. Like I totally get the appeal. It's also, you know, like any other small place, it's like everything's kind of cookie cutter and perfect. Like there's positives and maybe what you would call negatives, but I think it's all very dependent on like the period of your life you're in and what you're looking for. But big shout out to Wyoming because it's one of those places that I think you grow to appreciate as you get older and also after you've left. And I love that I get to go back and see people from my hometown, but that I also don't have to like live through the winters there anymore because the winters are rough.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, Brett and his family are preparing me for winter in Reno.
Oh, dude, it's nothing.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if you're
because I'm a Valley girl and I am from the Bay Area and then LA my whole life, so I just am not a snow person.
So it might feel a little if that's what you have to compare it to, then it might feel a little bit like, oh, it's like snowing and it actually gets cold here. For me, my My first winter here, I remember it ended, and I was like, wait, it's done? That was it?
Oh.
I was like, holy shit, we're never leaving.
I'm so excited. Like my therapy is being creative, and thank God I am with a man who lets me dress him and like do photo shoots and
the
stuff.
Best.
And I can't wait for it to snow because I'm like,
we're gonna dress you up. Put on your lumberjack outfit. We're ready to go.
I can't wait. We're like referencing Youngblood outfits and shit. I'm like,
hilarious. Yeah, you're like, I'm ready for this.
Can you wear no shirt in the snow? Okay, let's.
I really like this coat.
Right? I can't wait. But yeah, okay, I get Wyoming. And so growing up there was incredible.
It was incredible in the fact that like during that period of time, and still a little bit now, I would say Wyoming is always about like maybe 10 years-ish behind whatever is happening like West or East Coast. So in some regard, like if you're in high school or a younger person, you're like, oh my God, this is the most boring place ever. However, if you're, raising kids there or somebody who's very outdoorsy, it's like you don't get hit with some of the crazy stuff that starts to happen. And like, I feel like I had a great opportunity to really just be a kid there. Like you could run around outside. Yeah. You could be outside after dark. Like it was.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, and looking back now, I'm like, holy shit. Like that was wonderful. I loved that. Yeah. But as far as the dancing goes, there was not a lot happening there. Like it's a town of maybe 20,000 people. It's little, itty bitty. So I grew up dancing a bit at the studios, but I was also one of 4 kids, then eventually 5. So it's like, if we wanted,
it's expensive.
It's expensive. Yeah. And my parents were very much of like, if you want to do something, like my parents are also separated. So it was very much like, if we wanted to be invested in something, they would help to the extent that they were capable of. But like I paid for, like I would pay for a portion of the classes I took, or if I wanted to be on competition team or any of that stuff. So if I wanted to do it, that had to come from me. And then same with college, like I paid for school by myself. Like I had a little bit of help from my parents, but I was like, I have to have like a super solid GPA, blah, blah, blah. I mean, long story short, I dropped out of school after a bit and went a totally different route. But,
let's talk about how expensive even gymnastics and dance. And my mom, I mean, the most talented kids did not have the money.
No.
Like it's so
I don't know how you
crazy.
can in general. Like
it's
especially
so
now.
expensive. Well, because we were in Silicon Valley, so all of our parents were like, had money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the kids weren't, it's always the one that's like, we're not sure where the dad is, but he can do 18 pirouettes. And so
he's fantastic. We have to keep him forever.
Poor and talented, honey. Join the team. No, but my mom was handing out scholarships left and right because
you have to. If you want to keep those kids, it's like,
Right. And also when in the beginning and competition was still like this fun, like healthy, great way to get kids, educated on like becoming a professional dancer. It's not like it is now.
So we had, speaking about competition, we had like a small quote unquote competition team. I was on it for like maybe a year and it just was not. It was not my thing. I've worked with kids on competition teams, like teaching and stuff, like, and they retain information like crazy. There's something to be said about competition because it does, like, your technical skills go through the roof. It has its place. It's excellent. I'm not like going to badmouth it. But for me, like, I was somebody who loved modern and like, kind of like my daughter's named after Isadora Duncan. The like mother of modern dance.
Oh, so, like, I thought it was Martha Graham. I've been out of the game.
But so all that to say though is like when I first started dancing, I was always far more drawn to like trying to figure out how to express like the feeling inside of it rather than trying to find like perfect lines. So I love ballet because of the technical aspect of it, but that was never an area that I was super strong in. Like I like to hear music and try to figure out like inside of my head what was the storyline and the shapes that I wanted to come up with and like how could I embody whatever that thing was inside of my head. So when it was competition, it was all this very like you need to be wearing this jewelry and like your makeup needs to look this way. I just remember being like, this feels crazy. There was like a disconnect for me where I was like, this doesn't feel like dance to me. This feels like something else. And it never. I just didn't like it.
Okay, let's get into it because growing up in the Bay Area and being so near LA, it was like our superheroes, and like they're all canceled now. It's so sad. But like Dee Casperry and Mia Michaels, like they did bring this intense soul like awakening to choreography. It was like, what are we witnessing right now? There was a dancer, her name was Cindy Wellick. To this day, I have never seen a dancer even come close to her. Maybe a few, like there's this one girl, Briar Nolette, I think is her name, but it feels like capoeira. It feels like just tricks and flips and da-da-da, where Cindy was like, you're crying. Like she would make you cry.
Man, and when you find dancers like that, where you can see that like not only have they embodied the technique, but like you can tell that they're doing it from somewhere really deep, like in their heart.
Incredible.
That's the thing. It's like that will override technique almost. Like technique it's really, really good to have. It's good to be like dynamic and have like a couple different things that you can pull from as a dancer. It's good to like be watching the people that you're most inspired by and figure out like, how do they say this without using words? Or like, what does that line mean? Or like, how can I figure out how to embody that same thing? But the ones who make you believe that like you can feel what they're feeling as they're showing it, like that's what I loved about dance initially was the storytelling and like the character development inside of it. And also like watching the dancers who I could tell really believed in what they were putting out there. I loved that.
And so the point for me is it was such a mind fuck because competition, you would have your dance studios that are like, you know, turn, duh. And it feels more drill team, but we grew as a studio and we would bring the choreographers to us and finally started to have pieces where it's like everyone's breathing, moving together, and we're seeing the visceral reaction from the audience and the judges. And it's like, you know, being 14, 15 years old, I mean, that impacted me so deeply as a dancer.
Well, especially at that age.
Yeah, but also it was like I wanted out because my mom was the person and it was the pressure, and I was choreographing already at that age, and it was like...
That's heavy, man.
It was too much.
I don't know how you'd be like that. I feel like that would be hard to handle. You know, it's kind of like when you're on, you finally get to that, if you're... Well, I don't know if it's lucky or not when you think about it, but you hear people talk about... you know, putting in the work and finally reaching that crest where it's like the thing is happening that you've been driving so hard to, and then like your career explodes or takes off. But then as it's going, you start to realize like, shit, maybe this isn't actually what I wanted at all. Like it can be, it's too much. It's too much at once.
Very emotional.
Yeah.
But I mean, that to say, I think our family moved and like there was issues with my parents, and it's like that affected the love for dance as well.
For sure.
And so that being said, my heart goes out to all dancers because I think dancers have their own story with dance, and it's usually very deeply emotional.
Yeah. Oh, how could it not be? It's like...
Okay, so what was your transition from, okay, so you did the competition and you're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You went to school to find...
So I went to, you know, like I get out of high school and I was like, oh my God, like major perfectionist, straight A student, like partied really hard on the weekends, but yeah, one of those. Yeah, one of those.
I mean, I think we all did.
But that was part of that really neurotic, like I had like just crazy pants sometimes. But I went to school and I thought that I would figure out like, okay, I knew that I wanted to be an artist because that was the thing too. I also loved painting. I was always drawing as a kid. I just was like, I was incredibly creative. Terrible at math, but incredibly creative. Yeah,
obviously.
Like,
I mean,
all of the creative skills like went right there, and then God was like, I don't know if we can fit anything else in, so you're gonna have a terrible sense of direction, and you can't solve times tables. I was like, that's fine.
Checks out. Yeah.
I'm like, I'll have somebody else do that for me.
Yeah.
That's fine. But yeah, so I went to school for a couple years, and it could have been like the excessive, like some of it was excessive partying, some of it was excessive, like just perfectionism and trying to like do too many things at once, which has been like the story of my life. And I feel like the story of lots of people who are creative in general is just doing way too much shit all at once. And I ended up dropping out when I was like 20, I don't even remember, 21, 22. And then I had an ACL and meniscus injury and I had to have surgery. So I was like, I am done with dance. That's it. I wasn't. But at the time I thought, you know, you're young and you're like, oh my God, I'm done.
Oh
Finished.
my God. Terrifying.
Yeah. So I had surgery. I had met my now husband at this point. We were dating. And this is crazy, but like, or it feels crazy now. But during that period of time, I would call her like my dance, what's the word? I'm having mom brain right now.
Mentor.
Yes. My dance mentor came into play like around when I was like 21, 22. Her name's Stephanie Koltiska. I love her.
Shout out,
She's
Stephanie.
amazing. Yeah. She runs the dance program in Wyoming through the college that they have there in Sheridan. And she went to a couple different schools. I think she worked in New York and San Francisco. She's an incredible modern dancer. Like, and she's a great teacher too. Super cool. But she was back in town because she had just moved back from San Francisco, I think. And she wanted to start a dance program like through the college there. And somehow I ran into her and I was kind of like a guinea pig for some of her classes. Cool. So I started dancing again and I fell in love with it. And I didn't know what... I mean, this has kind of been the story for my life. And if there's any sort of, no one should take advice from me. Just kidding.
No, please. What advice do you have?
Not
oh my
advice,
God, please.
But if anyone's ever in a spot where they're like, I don't know how to get, like, I've had a lot of people ask me, like, how do I get started in art? Or how do I get started in dance? Or like, what's the path forward? And what I've learned from other artists and myself included, just from experience, is that it looks so different for each person and you just have to keep trying until something kind of starts to match up where you're like, oh, I'm actually good in this area and opportunities keep coming up in this place. So maybe I'll just keep poking at this and seeing what pulls up and like what sounds fun to keep going with it. And it'll just sort of naturally grow from there, but you have to be consistent with it. So she started a program and I didn't know what my future looked like with dance because I'm already in my 20s. I'm like, I don't have great technical training. I just love doing it.
But you have the feet.
That's hilarious because I have very flat feet. I'm just good at making them not look flat.
I mean, in this video, I was just like, who the F is this ballerina with 10-foot long legs? Like,
that's hilarious. I am not a ballerina. I'm like,
well,
I can fake a good line, but
she was faking it, honey, because I was
hilarious.
like, comment.
I saw that. I was like, wow, who could it be? Not
Approved.
me. Good shoes and good lines will go a long way. But,
I'm saying.
Yeah. So I went through a program and I like graduated through it. And then after that, before COVID hit, so this is like what is this? I'm like
2019.
Yes, 2019. I was supposed to go to New York for like an 8-week internship with the Daniel Gordesman Dance Company. And then COVID hit, and then the whole world shut down. So
I feel like everyone was on the brink of something so amazing.
The thing is, like, but that was the thing is, like, I felt there was certainly like a couple days where I felt very sorry for myself, you know, just like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. Like, I'm aging out of dance. I'm not going to have a career in it now. I'm stuck in Wyoming. Like, the world's locked down. What's going to happen next? And then I was like, wait, this is happening to literally everyone. Everybody's going through this right now. It's not just me. And I was like, oh, well, like, fuck me. Like, what are you going to do?
Another great lesson, y'all, is you are not alone.
Never. And any problem that you do have, I have a rule where I'm like, if I'm having a really crappy day or just feeling really sad or sorry for myself about something, I give myself 7 minutes. And after 7 minutes sober, I'm doing it to myself. And I'm pretty sure it's because I read that somewhere in psychology where after a certain amount of time, you're just feeling sorry for yourself. And sometimes you are, and it's hard to admit that. But I think if it's past like the 7-minute rule, it's like, okay, it's probably time to move on to
also
something
it can
else.
be nervous system too, which is like my shit is so deep that I have to do somatic exercises.
Yeah.
And
well, and I teach yoga. I did a whole yoga teacher training. I teach yoga now. I do meditations like a crazy person.
I need to take a class.
They're the best. A yoga nidra was the thing that like probably saved like my life, honestly. But we can get into that a little bit.
Yes.
But, yeah. So
okay, so lockdown.
Yeah. So COVID happened. Everybody's on lockdown. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like everybody else. And Justin, my husband, and I had before COVID taken a big road trip like along California coast down through Nevada back up to Wyoming, and that's where he had proposed to me. Yeah. very sweet. And our car broke down in Reno. So we had been here for like 3 days and we're like, this place is kind of cool. And then our car got fixed and we made it back to Wyoming, and then COVID hit. And we'd been planning on, like, after I went to New York, figuring out like, okay, where are we going to go next? Because we wanted to move. We just weren't sure where yet. And because we liked Reno and we happened to have been here for a couple of days to check out the area, we were like, okay, as soon as things kind of start opening up, that's where we're going to go. So we moved out here. We didn't have jobs. We didn't have an apartment. We just moved out.
Love it.
And now we've been here for like 4 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was
I
nuts.
love that.
But what I liked about Reno is the fact that I was like, okay, I might not be a great technical dancer, but I know that if I can get myself involved with the people who put on shows or work for the casinos as things are opening up, and I'm responsible and show up on time and like do all those things, I'm like, I can make up for the technical skill if I work at it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 100% what I did.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
and that's real, y'all, because I think, and just like speaking from experience back in the day, it's like the kids that, you know, had all of could turn and get their leg behind their head. It's like those are the kids that did not want to rehearse or show up on time or even be a professional dancer. It was the kids that might not be as great as the other ones that were like, I'm dedicated and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And that's so true. In LA, it's like being on time and letting the choreographer know that you are there showing up for that job. I lost all passion for that shit. I was like, I want to be a pop star. I'm the boss. Everyone's going to listen to me. They're my backup dancers. Fuck all that shit.
Good for you.
I don't want to do the choreography.
Yeah, you're like, I want to be in charge of everything,
Yeah.
and everybody needs to follow what I'm saying. Yeah, there's something to be said about that
I was
too, man.
over it.
Yep, that's
over
fair.
it. Because
That's
it's
fair.
hard. It's hard to be a backup dancer. It's hard to be a part of a show unless you love it.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So, word. Then you move to Reno and you're like, I'm going to teach yoga and I'm going to get back into painting. And now we're here. Fast forward. When did IVK Studios happen?
So I've been painting. I went to school for art, dropped out, blah, 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 stuff happened. But I started taking painting more seriously probably in the last, I launched my website 2 years ago, but I would say that I was painting more consistently in the last, 3 to 5 years. But I've been painting since I was 18, realistically. I would say that my work has gotten my work has felt more of what I've been wanting to express and more of what I imagine I would be as an artist when I was a kid in the last 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Because women, I think, are more so than men. And maybe I'm wrong, sorry to stereotype, but I think women are afraid. It's like, I am going to be a millionaire. I am going to start a brand. I'm going to own a company. I feel like that's so scary for women. What was the process like when you came up with the idea? Because you could have started IVK Studios when you were 18, but just like me, it took me a long ass time to build the courage and confidence. Even for this podcast, I was like, I don't know how the fuck to do this. I don't know who I'm going to get.
You go in kind of I hope we'll see.
Yeah. So what was that like for you?
I feel like it's probably like this for a lot of people in their 20s. It's like you have your story and you really want to be this thing you're setting out to be. And it's you're so beholden to that thing. At least I was.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was like, I'm literally going to get a record deal and go on a world tour.
The Delulu is the Salulu.
Oh, it was for real.
That's been my mantra from the get-go. Is
it's
Delulu
still
is
there.
the
I'm
Salulu.
still
it's still
I
there.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, for
Reality,
sure.
No.
You make it. I mean, seriously though.
You do.
But that's the thing is, I knew that I wanted to be an artist, but I would say, especially since moving to Reno, and I think part of that was I had to get out of Wyoming because I grew up there and there was a lot of baggage just from family history and just being in the same place you grew up in. I knew that I needed to get out of there. And I had tried leaving a couple times and ended up back there. And so when we finally went to Reno, I was like, okay, this is it. If I want to have a legitimate dance career and also a career as an artist, you have a little bit more time. With dance, there's a little bit more of a window, you know,
Right.
like it's, especially if you want to have kids.
Right.
Like I'm still able to dance now, but it's not the same way as pre-baby.
It's your neck, your back, your
Yeah.
hips, like even 20-year-olds. I mean, if you start at 2, you're 12.
Started late.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was injured at 12. Like,
okay, yeah.
So I get it. But it's like, but we can dance forever. Like, don't get it twisted, people.
You can, but depending on what type of career you want, it's like, it's like, if you want dance to kind of be your bread and butter and your main priority, you especially, and I think it's true for men too, but especially for women, like if you want to have kids, you have to be thinking about like, okay, like how much time do I actually want to spend doing this? And how much time realistically can I give to it before I get burnt out? Because if you're dancing consistently, like maybe you just have a couple years in you, which is fine. Like if you're injuring yourself and you're just like, holy cow, like this is a lot, that's okay. But if you want to have a family too, it's your priorities just shift. And mine, especially since having my daughter, I'm like, oh man, like I knew that they would, and it sounds like such a cliche, but you really don't know until you go through it and then you understand. You're like, oh, that all makes sense.
Yeah.
And I loved dancing, and I was even afraid. I remember talking to my mom about this, and my husband, and my friends, but just being like, who am I going to be after I have the baby? Like,
right.
am I
Identity
crisis. Like, am I going to have relevance still as a dancer and artist? Like, what's going to happen? And then you have it, and you're like insane for the first couple months because you're like, what? Like, it's nuts. But now that she's closer to 5.5 months, I can see what our lives will look like projecting forward. And I'm so much more in love with my life now than I ever was pre-baby. It's nuts. And I know people always say that, and I don't want to say it as though it hasn't been hard. Like, of course it's hard. You have to like shed an old layer of yourself, and you also have to learn how to be selfless.
And clean a lot of poop.
And clean up a lot of poop. So much poop. But it's been remarkable. And if anything, now like the dance gigs that I take on, they're ones that I really love because I know if I'm going to take that time away from my family, that it has to be something that I really feel like believe in and that I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, it'd be like pretty much any gig that would come up, I'd be like, okay, what's the contract look like? What's the pay like? Like, this one sounds really fun. And like, I try very, very hard to have a positive mindset no matter what dance job or art job I'm in, as much like seriously as much as I can. But there are some jobs that it's a job. You know, even when it's a thing that you love, sometimes it like can just feel like, okay, I need this so I can pay the bills and do what I got to do.
What is just for fun? What is like one of the most embarrassing costumes you were forced to wear as a dancer? Because even with these pop stars, y'all, they have these kids wearing the most crazy shit
stuff. So I will say that I've been typecast because I have like a very, I'm fairly comical by nature. So I've been typecast in like crazy costumes, but the ones that I feel like other people would find embarrassing, I actually love. I'm like, this is the best. I got like the best role. Like I was Oogie Boogie.
Who's that?
From Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my God, yes.
Yep, I was Oogie Boogie for a dance number, like full Oogie Boogie. So like the head, like you can't see anything. And I just was living my best life.
Yeah.
Because there's something about when you can't see your face, you get to be that character. And I'm always like, sign me up, coach. Like that's the one I want.
So funny.
But so, whereas for maybe someone else that would have been like, oh my God, don't make me wear that. I was like, I love this.
You know what's so crazy? And like, I have to bring up my mom for this because our studio, every 4 years, we would have like a big show for Dance Attack. And she always would rent these huge costumes, like whether it was a bear or a dinosaur, or like
a dancing bear.
You know, because we had a lot of babies, and she like for that stuff, and it was like a whole scripted like Broadway show, you know. And Sue, she was always in. You guys know, she was always in a costume, like wild costumes. But
was that your mom?
Yeah, Sue.
Okay.
Yes, that's mother. Yeah. So I witnessing the joy that everyone got out of that and the joy that she got out of it was so incredible because I'm like, I would never do that. You know? So
what was the worst costume you've had to wear?
Like anything from before the year 2000, probably. Like,
oh
You know, except for like the solo duo trio stuff, because those costumes were like legit super hot.
Yep.
But oh yeah, a lot of embarrassing shit. Can't even begin to. I know that. Okay, so Justin, my brother Justin, he would be in class sometimes, and
Was he a dancer also?
he could dance very well, but he was the football player. But
Gotcha.
he could dance. He could do ballet. And one of his costumes, I was telling Brett the other day, was a purple unitard. But like wide
God.
leg.
Oh, that's maybe. Is it better? Is it worse? I don't know.
I mean, he was like so young. He was like maybe 5, 6.
Oh,
But
that makes it better.
but still, that's probably the most embarrassing costume I've seen.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So shout out, Justin.
He's like, thank you for letting me relive that.
He's not gonna watch this, so it's fine.
Like, he'll never know.
Yeah. Now, what is one of the questions that I wanted to ask you, because I love fantasizing about when artists like get the funding to do whatever we want. Oh my God. If you had investors, what would be something that you would want to do for your artistry?
Okay, so dance has been something that like I will do as long as I'm capable of doing it, and I've so loved like that's been my life since being in Reno. And art has always it's had periods where it's been a little bit more to the forefront, and then also a little bit more like backseat driver, just because you can't do everything at once. So now that I'm a mom and I have more time at home, which doesn't mean you have more time, by the way, but now that I'm figuring out... like,
you're just there.
Yeah, you're there with the baby. You're like, what's happening? But now that I'm kind of figuring out more of a schedule with her and like, okay, what do the days look like? Or like, what am I actually capable of creating like in a week span? I've been able to see like, what is art going to look like or painting going to look like for me as I move into the next 5 years? Or like, what would I love to do? And because I've put, especially the last year I was pregnant, because I put so much more time into like really trying to build this business and like set more of a schedule for myself, which is when you're a creative person, it's what will save you is creating a schedule for yourself. But
Time management. Oh my God.
It can be challenging. It can be challenging, but it'll save your ass if you're creative, because otherwise you'll just be like, oh, what have I been doing the last 10 hours? Whoops.
Amen.
There it goes again.
Oh, we are working on that.
I know. Yeah, same. My mom and I in the same house together. I'm like, oh God, this is. I'm like, it's a wonder anything gets done ever. Like, because we'll just go on tangents and start talking about crazy shit for like 5 hours, and I'm like, oh shit, what happened? Yeah, like it's because we're both in la la land constantly. Justin's the very grounding element in my life, but
But it's also great for women to chit chat, because
yes,
it's like, I need that sometimes.
Oh, I need it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's like in work mode on a guitar or piano, I'm like podcast while I'm doing my shit, because I need the woman, the female, the girl talk.
Yeah. Girl talks, it's very important. It's a necessity. Whether it's me and a adult lady or me and my baby.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just talk to her and I'll be like, we'll be grocery shopping, and I'm like, and this is my favorite thing to buy from here. And I'm like, but I hate this flavor. You probably won't like it either. If you do like it, you got that from your dad or from me. Like, but I just talked to her like a little grown up, because I'm like, I'm sure you can understand. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent again.
I love it.
It keeps like, this is part of having.
Okay, so someone gives you millions of dollars.
Yes.
What are you gonna do? Boom.
Currently, I've been playing around a lot with murals, and I've been like, getting to paint big it's so fun, and it's so freeing, because like you get to come up with a design that works inside the space, but because it's the same size as you or even bigger, you get to put your whole body in it to it, which feels similar to like when you're dancing. So I think that's why I enjoy it so much, is because it's physically expressive in and of itself. And with small pieces, which I do a lot of commission work too, like the smaller pieces are great because they're kind of like your bread and butter. Like, you sell small commissions, and like
for example, the artwork for Married, which I'll put right here.
Yeah.
Boom. Shout out to Sarah.
Sarah's the best.
Yes.
Love you, Sarah.
And I love the artwork. It's so beautiful.
Thank you. But yeah, so like those pieces, they're fun and people can see how they like fit into their home. Like that's kind of where your bread and butter is at as far as commissions go, and like how to make art that is available to like somebody looking for Christmas presents or blah, blah, blah. But murals are where I've really been I've been getting into more of, and that I've wanting to be like expand more into, because I love painting big. And I also love being able to transform a space from the minute that you walk into a room, because like the entire wall is full of something rather than just a small vignette. Like, and it's, when I see really beautiful mural work, I'm just like, it's similar to when I'm watching somebody who's performed like a beautiful piece. Like you can't help but just stare and kind of marvel at it for a while, because you're like, holy shit, like somebody put so much time and energy into that, and it's so beautiful. And it changes in the light depending on the time of day, and like that expressive line quality inside of it. Like it's not just a print, like somebody made that in real time, and like the line that's there stays there forever.
Yeah.
I love getting to paint big. Is like, that's where I'm
And
branching
so,
off to next.
all right. So like these two investors are like, listen, we have $10 million. What?
I'd be like, I need to talk to a financial advisor first, and then we'll go from
See,
there.
this is the thing with women. I feel like women are like, I'll just paint something.
No,
like,
I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it. But then I would also I'd be calling up like somebody good with finances. I'd be calling up some other artists who've done way bigger works than me, who like I look up to, and be like, how would you like chew this off piece by piece?
okay,
I wouldn't say no to it, even though I'd be like terrified, because that's, you know, a large sum of money and it's a big project. I wouldn't say no though.
Okay,
I'd do it even though I was terrified.
If you were Kim Kardashian and Kim was a painter, she would be like, I'm going to partner with Nike and do like, have a space, permanent space, first of all.
Yeah.
And have dancers like Rihanna's fashion show for Fenty. Shout out to Paris Gobel. Amazing. You and Paris choreograph it. But like once a year, you guys have a live, whatever, dance, fashion, art show in your theater that you work in year round, that people can come to and visit and buy pieces. But at the end of the year, you have a show every year. Because that would be expensive as fuck. You would need millions of dollars. I feel like women need to just shoot for the stars and be like, I'm worth it.
It's true.
That would be so sick. And you could partner with whoever you want, like foundations that you believe in.
Yeah. Let me think about this. If there was somebody that like I would love to partner with, that would be like such an incredible collaboration. You know, for me, it's not, I'm sure there's some big names that if I had to think about it for a bit, I could throw them out there. But when I'm put on the spot, I'm like, my brain starts going like, huh?
It's so hard.
But what I do know that I would love to create is, I would love if I was able to walk into like a really known like florist, or like a really well-known restaurant, or just something that people go to that feels a part of like their regular day life. But when they walk inside of the space, feels transformed, and they're just like, oh, this is beautiful. Like it doesn't just feel like something kitschy or something like, oh, it's kind of trendy, or like kind of a blasé spot. But like you walk in and you're like, oh, this like very common thing that I come in because I want to get some nice flowers for somebody that I care about, or I just want to have a really nice meal with somebody. But you walk into the space and you see a mural that's like, I do a lot of stuff with flowers, but something that's so large and undeniably just feels good that you're like, holy shit, like this made everything feel like I'm in this space that feels almost like transcendent. Like that's what I want to make.
And so in the pitch deck, the DNA of your brand would be about life-changing art. Like when people see it, they change. Like the frequency of their body shifts and it lifts them to a higher frequency.
I want people to feel like, I want people to be able to feel the same way that I feel like when I go and see like a Van Gogh in person, you know, because they're actually much larger in real life than like when you see the prints. But when you see it, it's undeniably like you feel what he was feeling when he was painting it. And like if I can make artwork even half as good as that, where people can feel that, like then I'm like, great, because that's the whole point, right? It's the same with creating great dance numbers, like whether it's for something that's like just for fun or something super emotive, but you want to be able to draw people into it enough that they are experiencing what you are experiencing as it's happening. Like, but I think that's what makes us human. I think that's what makes like art so relevant, especially now in a time of like where there's AI and stuff, like, you know, just absolutely out of this world that I don't even know if we have the capability of understanding what will happen next with
so
it. But
scary,
but
yeah.
like doing handmade, like that's the thing is I like the old school, like going back and making something from hand where you can see like my favorite works are the ones that have like you'll see like charcoal pieces and it's like the underpainting. So like an underpainting is basically what you put on before like the final image. So there's some paintings or some artists who will leave like little vestiges of like their underpainting. So you'll see the charcoal like outline of stuff, but they don't erase it completely. But you know that expressive lines that'll come through the back and you're always like, that like I'll see that and work and I'm like, oh, I love it because like
So
it's
sick.
like a thumbprint of all the stuff that happened prior to it.
Like
it's so
fashion,
beautiful.
I love fashion so much.
Yeah.
And when designers do that, like it's almost fully done, but you can kind of see
I
the
know
sketch.
there's like a little bit of a stitch there and you're like, oh, like
And it
it's
always
so
looks way
great.
better than when it's on the actual
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah, no, that's
beautiful.
art is meant to heal people.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so this is a great discussion to have for people like me who used to be like dancers or whatever art you used to do, and maybe something traumatic happens and then you don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to teach my brain that our gifts are not our enemies, that if we learn to be friends with it again and dive back into it, it can actually heal the bad thing that happened. Kind of like revisiting a place that, you know, something bad happened, but you have to go back and face it to create a new memory.
You do, yeah. And the longer you hide from something, it just grows bigger. It doesn't disappear.
Yeah.
That's like the dragon analogy is like it doesn't stay in the dark. It just yeah. But it's terrifying having to yeah.
But that being said, it's like, you know, art is such a, even if I'm like on Pinterest looking, like creating a mood board for the next photo shoot, it's like,
love that, by the way. I do that all the time.
Yes, like
Photo shoots, art
Pinterest.com,
stuff.
honey.
I'm like,
Yes.
finding color palettes. I'm like, oh, these are great. Yeah.
If I was crying or upset, that literally calms me down.
Yeah.
Like it changes my body.
Yep.
You know, if I were to start searching for art to put inside of, not this house, but like our future home, it would be so fun to just look at art and feel how it changes my emotions.
It's the best. It's the best. And there's something to be said too of like purchasing art from like an actual artist rather than from, you know, like a mill where it's just the same print. That's like, it kind of looks similar to a Van Gogh or it kind of looks similar to like another artist, but it's not, it's like pure one, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like you can tell that it's like a print that's been like replicated and probably has AI in it now, like multiple times. There's no like soul behind it. It's like, and prints are great. Like, don't get me wrong. I've sold prints before of my work because it's like, then you can make work that's affordable, but it still at one point was an original piece. Like there's I feel like right now is such an interesting time to be an artist or a dancer or a musician, just a creative person in the field, because you have the capacity for more eyes on your work than ever, but at the same time, your stuff can be stolen so quickly, more than ever. Like I see that happening all the time with other artists that I follow, like their work gets like ripped off from Temu or like just gross stuff where you're like, holy shit. And there's not really laws or anything that great in place because it's new and it's also changing so quickly. So it's just, I don't know.
Oh my God. These two twins from Jungle Tribe. I don't know if you've ever heard of Jungle Tribe, but Jungle Tribe is incredible. And Dustin and Bo, these two brothers that own the brand, they were talking about that, how people rip their stuff all the time.
It's nuts.
And there's nothing that they can do about it.
There's not good enough, like, well, because like once your stuff is out there too, it's technically part of like, I don't know, it is the public domain or whatever. Yeah, it's that in and of itself is a whole like, oh my God. But yeah, I do think overall, I try to stay pretty optimistic with it. I think it's a brilliant time to be a creator. But I think you have to be willing to kind of go along for the ride.
Okay, thank you, babies. Love you.
I think you have to kind of be willing to go along for the ride and not control too much because it's moving so fast.
Yeah. Well, okay. Also, the thing with manifesting is when you keep the blinders on and you have like a vision board or whatever it is that you are creating, the doors will open.
Yes.
Period.
Yep.
It's when we start going down, when we spiral, which is what women do, and comparing ourselves to other people.
Oh, yeah.
It's just there's no way for the miracles to happen, but it's truly believing. And having a clear vision of what you want. Like, what do you want and are you asking for it? Like, that's been a big lesson for me is learning how to ask for what I want.
Yeah, same. And also getting like really clear on what you actually want. What I've been practicing that I found has been working like the best for me actually, as far as like getting a little bit more clear of like, what do I want my life to actually look like? Especially now, like with the baby, like what are my goals? Like what feels in alignment with like what I value with my family right now, what I want my business to look like, how much work I can actually do versus like, you know, I need to be around for my daughter. Like, and it's very much a balancing act, but, I find it's a lot easier to know what I want when I know what I don't want. So I'll start off with like a list of that of like, this is what I actually know for sure I don't want to do. And then it becomes very clear what I actually want. Because I know what I don't want. Like
That's so good.
Pretty quickly. Yeah.
It's so good. It's organizing our thoughts and like chipping away. Like we're creating the sculpture of what our dream life would be. I just feel like there's still this undertone of us like wanting to be people pleasers and not like.
I'll definitely agree with the people pleasing thing. Like that's something that like, even now, like I'll catch myself saying certain things or being like, well, you know, or like even with like projects that I take on where I'm like, well, how can I do a little bit more? Or how can I like,
or like no problem.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
Yes. And I think for sure that is something that does women a big disservice is that tendency towards people pleasing and trying to be like fit in and be that thing that everybody else needs you to be.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, what is Madonna and Gaga? Like, what happened in your brain that gave you the internal power to just be like.
Gaga's one of my favorites too. Like she's that, and I really like. I've listened to her come on to a couple podcasts, but Miley Cyrus, like her story and stuff too, and also like for one, I love her voice. But secondly, like just watching, you know, I can't imagine what it would have been like to have been like a child star. And you're raised in that, and then you know you're already put into the kind of this box of like what the expectations are, and you have to follow that trope of like, I was like a little girl growing up in this, but now I would like to be an adult woman. Like what is like?
Well, and I mean, women in show business is a whole conversation because I mean, and so we're like, I think we're combating against the internal narrative that was put upon us, number one, and then having to erase that and being like, no, who am I?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Without society telling us who or what we need to be. It's so hard.
That's like that little voice that you hear when you sit and meditate and like you try to get really real with yourself and be okay, like what's attempting to emerge right now? Like what's actually true? Like what am I avoiding right now? Like what is the thing that like I'm trying to make this about, but it's not actually that thing? Like,
yes,
having to be really honest with yourself in those moments, and like, but the thing is, I think the more that you do that and you try to unearth like what's actually trying to be said and not take yourself so seriously, that's when you start to have like moments where you're like, oh, like I can do this, and like things are like, or like that project does work out because you're not worrying about it so much. You're trying to prove that like you're worth it, but that you just want to make something really cool and you're excited about it. Like everything I've wanted to do with dance, with art, like, and I'm not somebody, I did not grow up dancing. Like I didn't start until super late. There's no, when I look at like my background, I really feel like there's no reason that I should have been given like some of the opportunities that I've been given. And I'm extremely grateful for them. And I love like what I've been able to do with my life, even though it's like, you know, for maybe from an outsider looking in, some of it seems small, but to me it felt like being able to dance professionally at all felt like such a huge I didn't think I'd get to do that ever.
Yeah, it's validating.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like being able to do that, it's like anytime you have that, not just validation, but anytime you kind of step outside of that nervous person in your head who's like, I don't know if I'm really capable of this or if I deserve to do this or blah, 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 but you just go for it anyways, it builds that confidence up for every sequential step to where you start believing like, well, actually, I have already done this once, and who knows if I deserve it not or anyways, but I am here and I'm already doing it, so I might as well just keep doing it. Like, no one's going to stop me. And if they do try to stop me, fuck them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you're already at a point, you're like, well, I'm doing it now. Like, I could be the worst ever, but maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm actually like decent at this, and maybe I know what I'm doing, and also maybe I have something to give the world that's not here yet. And maybe that's my responsibility also.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Your purpose, your responsibility for sure. And it's like, that's why I think we push ourselves and we're so critical of ourselves.
Yeah.
But then we're also like, no, I got this. It's always like that teeter totter.
Yep.
And the shadow work for me, oh God, I'm just like, okay, don't believe that. That's not you.
I know.
Let it go.
Isn't it funny how it's like, it's always there. It's just sometimes it's quieter than others. Or I think you just get better at noticing when it's present and you're like, oh, you again. Hello. Like, you just get better at being like, oh, that's a really old story and I don't think I really believe that anymore.
So
but thank
old.
you so much. Like,
Yeah.
come again later, I guess. Like,
yes.
that's
Oh
when
my
you know
God.
you're doing okay, is you're like, oh, okay. Like, I don't really need to take that personally. I don't know who that is, but not today.
It's huge
Yeah.
to be able to do that. And just live, everyone. Okay, on that note, let's pull a tarot card. Let's see what the
I'd
guys
love
have
to.
to say about all of our dreams and wishes. Okay, so we all love Christina Ricci. Have you seen Wednesday?
I haven't yet, but I do love Christina Ricci. I've seen, it's come up, so I have a whole bunch of shows on my,
Okay.
that
you
I
don't
need
watch
to
TV
get
with
into
your
slowly.
baby girl?
I do a little bit, but like, I'm trying to not do very much screen time around her. 'Cause
Okay.
she's getting to that point where she's noticing stuff. So
Yes.
mostly it's a lot of books right now and podcasts.
Guys,
Which is
if
great.
you're a new mom, good advice. Read a book.
Or like shows I've seen a million times that I'm like, well, might as well throw this bad boy on.
Christina is starring in Wednesday and also Yellow Jackets. And her husband illustrated this book. It's called Cat Full of Spiders.
Oh,
RuPaul.
Christina Ricci, you're incredible. Love your
Badass.
movies. I'm like, holy shit. Like, talk about,
Yeah.
incredible actress. So.
Incredible actress.
I'm-
Okay.
And I have a couple tarot decks at home, so I'm always looking for new ones, like
Okay.
where I like the artwork and stuff. So I'm very excited to see these.
Well, these are only the positive cards that haven't been pulled yet. So you're not going to get a negative reading.
Just setting it up right from the start. I refuse to give you a negative card.
I just don't want it. Okay,
love
but
that. That's
also,
hilarious.
okay, Ivy's going to
Okay,
pull
I
a
can't
card.
I love the piano. Okay, I think it's this one. Ooh, these are beautiful. Wow.
What is it? What did you get?
I don't know how to read.
What is 1X?
1X? Is that 10?
9 of Cups.
9 of Cups.
Okay. So let the people know.
Okay,
It's
so
right
9
here.
of Cups?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What is our message?
April's done it. She gathered all 10 mystical cups to break the warlock's curse and restore the subjects of the Cat Witch Kingdom to their true human form. In her honor, a joyous celebration is held, and she's crowned the Princess of Cat Valley. It's the 9 or 10. The something
9.
of the 9 of
9.
Cups represents success and personal satisfaction. Your dreams have come true. You've accomplished your goal, and everything is right in your world. Bask in the glory of this moment.
Yes.
I
What's
did-
reverse?
Whoever the illustrator is, like, if it is her husband, these are really cool. So, all right, reversed. This suggests that you've accomplished a goal you set, but your success is not as fulfilling as you expected it to be. It may be your time to re-examine your definition of success. Are you basing it off of your own feelings, or are you using others' metrics to gauge it? It's time to discover your own happiness and fulfillment, even if that path strays from the known and expected one. That's a great card.
Chills.
Love that. Yeah, these are gorgeous.
So even though, because I feel like I've reached the pinnacle of life, and I could easily just be like,
You're like, I could be done now.
I'm good. Like I could
Based off of what I've heard, like what little I've heard from your own personal story, you remind me a little bit of my mom in that she's lived like 10 lifetimes. We've had multiple conversations where she's like, if I'm in a coma, just take me out.
just pull the fucking plug.
And I know she's serious, and I'm like, I would have your back. Like,
you know? And so it's constantly like, okay, what's the next goal?
I appreciate the dark humor because I understand it. I'm like, sometimes it is, sometimes you have lived 10 lifetimes in 5 years, and you're like, maybe this is enough. I think I've done what I've came here to do.
But, the takeaway is like, be proud of what you have accomplished, but
Yes.
it's always great to set new goals.
100%. Yeah. I love that.
Amen. All right. We love you so much. Please follow Ivy Case on Instagram, Ivy Case, and also Ivy Case Studios, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And then if they want a commission piece, what do they do?
Oh my gosh. If you would like a commission or would like to reach out to me about a collab at your business, just message me, DM me at Ivy Case Studios on Instagram, or you can email me at ivycaseart@gmail.com.
Hell yes.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, we love you so much. Give yourself a hug, take a yoga class from Ivy, and have an amazing day.
Bye.